Alrighty traders, hello everybody. Happy Monday to everyone. Well, it's Monday here in Australia anyway, so happy Monday to everyone. Let's get rocking and rolling with these markets. And boy, oh boy, have they been rocking and rolling. And right now, guys, right now, all I do say is this. Your number one thing across this entire market right now is be flexible with the markets. So many of you guys are so rigid with these markets. Like, this is what I want to happen. And you're so rigid. Flow with the markets, right? One of the biggest mistakes that so many traders make, and I hope you're not making it right now, okay, is being so dogmatic. Do you guys that have, you know what that means, right? You're so rigid, you're so like, on one view, on one way, right? And the reason why I'm saying this is that because, yes, I've been calling, I see a very strong move. I see and I think we're going to finish this year off really strong. I see and I think that, right? But if the market is going to start to give us some warning signs that my thinking, and that's all it is just a thought, is wrong, I must go with that. And you must go with that. Stop putting your ego in these markets. Now, this is not for everyone, right? Some of you guys, most of you guys are amazing, right? But I'm trying to share with you, if you want to be a professional trader in the markets, one of the biggest mistakes people make is what? They throw their ego in the markets. They throw it all in the markets, right? Their ego, they've got to be right. They've got to be right, right? And the thing is, as a short-term technical trader, this guy, right, where I'm looking for opportunities to get in, I could get in today and get out tomorrow because I'm wrong. And then 2 days later, I have to switch my thing, right? So the whole thing about this is that, yes, as the charts are setting up, I'm saying this is what the charts are doing right now. Therefore, we could be getting this, right? We could be getting this. But in a few days time frame, if the market starts to morph into something else and it starts to give us a different story, we must flow with that and not let your fear, your ego, your humility in the markets, right, guys? So anyway, if you do need some help, guys, grab access to that 95% off to the entire Master Trader Lab. You need this because if you are struggling right now, I've taken 20 years on my top chart reading, mindset, advanced chart reading. I've got 4 amazing trading systems in there. Everything that's really helped me with my trading for the last 20 years, I've put in there, and it's going to give you what's called a 20-year shortcut. And I'm running a 95% off sale to the entire Master Trader Lab. So let's get into these markets right now, and let's actually get through this here, all right? So one of the big things I'm seeing with the stock market here is this. This is the stock market here right now, okay? And so here's the thing. I've done, with my market updates, with my market updates, I have done this, okay? I've said 2 things. All right, and this is where, like, guys, I really want you to understand this. Trading the markets is all about seeing what's setting up right now and then getting ready for what could potentially come, right? So, for example, I saw, right, and this is where some of you guys, all right, if you want, again, some of you guys are, especially some of you guys in the chat box are going crazy. Like, you guys are doing a number. They're doing backflips. You guys are going crazy right now. It's like, this guy. Oh. It's like, relax, right? And again, like, this is what the market does, right? The market's supposed to create your emotions are very heightened right now. Very heightened right now. Do not be creating an emotional point, right? And so the whole thing about this, okay? I know that whenever we do get certain patterns in the markets, we're likely to create a certain result, right? But if that doesn't start to eventuate, right? So I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about here, okay? I know in the back of my mind, right? I know that if the market goes up through here, it goes up, right? And then we start to create this sideways pattern through here, I know that there is a good high probability of what? That we're likely to break up like this here. And that will give me the trigger to say we're now likely to continue up. The trigger, right? This is the setup. Doesn't mean it's going to, okay? So for me, when I'm looking at the markets, I'm like, okay, this is what the market's doing, right? So I could be getting ready for this. But it may not happen, right? So if you guys are on YouTube right now and you're looking for that secret sauce. Oh, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. It's like, do you know what trading's all about? Anyway, so because there are a lot of times where the market will do something like this and we'll start to get a little retracement. And that's exactly what has happened just recently, right? Just recently, I saw by looking at especially some of the shorter term charts, say such as this chart, I saw that we started to get this sideways movement through here. And I said on my YouTubes, I said we're probably likely to see a break up, or if we do, if we do get this, right? If we do, you know the good old if, right? If we do get something like that, then yes, we could be getting ready for another move to the upside. We didn't get the if, so therefore it did not happen, right? So therefore we got a pullback here. So then I started to do some videos saying, oh, okay, I need to flow with the markets, right? And again, remember I said before, guys, right? One of the biggest mistakes people are making right now is that you're not flowing with the markets. You're so rigid, right? And my job as a YouTuber is just to give you technical analysis updates on these markets. It's not a trading system entry point. Do not be placing a trade based on what I do in these, what I say in these videos, right? Because trading the market successfully, that's if you want to become a really good successful trader, right? If you really want to become a really good successful trader, you don't just trade based off a YouTube video, right? Don't do that. Like, what are you doing? Trading the market successfully is what? Is about having a really good high quality setup, trading pattern, trading plan, and you approach the market with that plan. Not, this guy said the market's going to go to the moon, so therefore I'm going to go trade. No, you're a moron. Don't do that. Like, what are you doing? You're not being professional. You're just looking for the get rich quick scheme. And you know what happens? You know what happens? The people who are looking for the get rich quick scheme get backdoor access. Backdoor access every single time. And what does that mean? Backdoor access out of the market. You're probably going to leave in a few years because and then the market's rigged and blah, 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 right? No, right? And with all this here, right? If you do need some help with this whole thing here about trading, about having a good foundation approach about what are you actually looking for in a good high quality setup? How do you build confidence with that? How do you control your emotions when the market's doing what it's doing right now? How do I actually do this here? Then I have an inner circle coaching program where I'm with people every single day, coaching them, helping them and guiding them through this entire process here. Right? That's exactly why I do this for. And if you do need some help, then you need my coaching program. It's a 12-month coaching program. This is for dedicated and committed traders only. Right? Most people out there are looking for a get rich quick scheme. This is not for you, right? But you need my coaching program because if you're looking for really good high quality trading setups, want to know exactly what to look for in a high quality setups, and then know how to handle those moments when things are not really working really well, and how to actually have proper guidance and proper coaching through these markets every single day the market is open, then I am your guy and I can help you. You may be a good fit for my Inner Circle coaching program. I've opened up some spots. If you go to getjohnshelp.com, then you'll be able to see exactly what that's all about. You can read all the details there, and you can fill out the application form, and I will personally call you to see if you're a good fit. Anyway, so looking at these markets here, guys, that's what it's all about. Right? That's what it's all about. We're seeing this whole level through here with the S&P. I'm starting to say, what is this? Right? Big thing here, right, guys? Here's the thing, right? What is happening right now? And this is what I want you to do, okay, traders? This is the most important thing that I want you to do. With these markets, okay, and the way that you're trading the markets, always go down to the foundational techniques. And this is the reason why it's so important that you have foundational techniques of how to approach these markets and not letting your emotions go crazy. Oh my goodness, this guy had a title on his video. Oh my goodness. I just love some of you guys. Oh my goodness. Welcome to the jungle. All right. So the foundational techniques is this, okay, guys? The foundational techniques, and this is a big thing for you guys, all right? The foundational techniques for you guys is this, is that when looking at the markets, the rule number one thing for me is trend analysis. Trend analysis, okay? That's rule number one thing for me. And what does that simply mean? Let's actually bring this back to simple basics analysis, okay, guys? Trend analysis. What is that? And that is that if the market is in an upward trend, up like that, and we come back down, we create a higher low. Then it comes back up, and then it comes back down to create a higher low. Then we come back up, and then we come back down, right? We could be creating a higher low here, right? We could be creating a higher low here, right? But remember, one of the most important things to your trading is what? Understanding that even though if we are in an upward trend, it's going to end sometime. We need to be alert for that. It's an upward trend today, and then suddenly a week later it starts to morph into something else. That's called technical short-term trading. Right, all right, my little bumblebees in the chat box. All right, especially one guy. Anyway, so the purpose of bringing this back here, let's remove, again, it's not me, right? Remove your emotions, remove everything. Remove your fear, remove your greed, remove what you think, remove what you hope for, remove what you thought I said 2 days ago. Remove all that bullshit and go, okay, cool. Black and white. What's the trend and what's happening right now? Then we can make a decision off that, right? And so therefore, let's go to the S&P. The S&P is doing what? The S&P is going up and then down. And then up, and down, and up, and down. So, class in session, right? None of all that other bullshit that I just talked about before. Let's get real here, right? What is here? Rule number 1, what's the trend? That's it. Low. Oh, there's a higher low. There's a higher low. What could be... And this is where it's so important, guys. Okay, it's so important. If you want to get involved with these markets, trust me, guys. I've been doing this for 20 years now, right? It's like I've been through the emotions and the bullshit and the ups and the downs and the ins and outs and thrown my thoughts and my opinions and all that sort of stuff at it, right? Guess what? The market is always right. So all that other emotions and stuff like that, remove it. What's happening right now? Okay. So right now, as I'm looking at the S&P 500, right? As I'm looking at the S&P 500, what's the trend right now? As we speak right now, okay? It's what? It's still up, right? Right, because we could be, all this drop here could just be another higher low before away we go. That's what it could be doing, right? But what also may happen, right? We don't know it's going to create a higher low here, do we? No one does. What could also happen, which is going to freak you little bumblebees out in the chat box because you're going to be like, oh my goodness, right? It's like, but what could also happen? Remember, we have a low, right? We have low, higher low, and a higher low, right? So as long as we make these higher lows, we're still in an upward trend. Right now, we're still in an upward trend on the S&P 500, okay? Big key for you guys. Key point. When you, am I in the thing? Let me check this out. I am. I'm too cool. All right. So anyway, here's the thing about this. Okay, what you want to do is you don't want to have a big mistake about making a broad thing, right? A broad thing, right? The stock market is no, not these days, right? There is no more just the stock market is, right? That's the stock market, because you might say the S&P is bullish in an upward trend. But the Nasdaq might be doing something different. The Dow Jones might be doing something different. The King Russell, baby. Not the last few days, but King Russell, right? Might be doing something different. So I view each market on its individual merits, right? So on the S&P 500, what are we getting here right now? We're getting a high low here. But what do we need to look for to say that the trend is now O.V.E.R? We need a breaking of a low point, right? A breaking of a low point. So what I mean by that is that a higher low, and another higher low. The market needs to break this point right here. If it does this week, we know that the top is probably going to be in for the year, and we're going to spend the rest of the year going down. If it does, the if scenarios, guys, right? Remember, this is just technical analysis looking at the markets. It's not a trading setup. Big differences, right, guys? I'm teaching you technical. This is just technical analysis here. But when you go to the market to trade, to put on a trade, you need a really high quality trading pattern, trading setup, trading rules. To get in, to get out, cut your losses short, let your profits run, all that sort of stuff, right, guys? Right, and that's it. That's exactly what this is all about here. Do not be if you're just placing trades off YouTube videos, guys, you are recipe for disaster, okay? So if the market does hold here and continue up, guess what? The trend is still what? Very nicely to the upside. Here we go, boom, right? Which is still intact right now. Nothing has changed, all right, on the S&P. But if we do start to get something like this here, then guess what? Wham, bam, thank you, man. We're all the way through there. Make sense? So that's what's happening on the S&P 500 here on a short-term technical analysis here. And now looking at the Nasdaq, let's take everything off the screen and let's do the exact same analysis, right? What do we see through here, right? We see what? And one thing that when there's trend analysis, here's a really big key for you guys trying to identify the trend in the markets, right? So you're trying to identify the trend in the markets. Let me do this here. You guys can hear me, okay? Anyway, so right, whenever I'm looking for trend, I'm looking for the significant lows, not the small points, right? We can get something like this, right, and then we come back down through here. So sometimes people can say, oh, look, there's a high low there, there's a high low. Like, no, I'm not looking for those lows, right? I'm looking for something that's got a bit of a white space here, bit of white space. The significant flows of the market. That's what I'm looking for to identify the trend. Up and then down and then back up and then maybe through there, right? Up and then back down and back up, and then back down, right? So first sign of a potential top is a false breakout pattern, right? And that is what we may be getting right now on the Nasdaq. That may be getting that right now. The big key for the Nasdaq here, right? The big key for the Nasdaq is what? The big one is this one right here. If we cannot hold above 20,000 on the Nasdaq, it is down, baby, down, right? Down, baby, down on the Nasdaq. And looking at this movement here on the weekly charts here, we can see what's happened through here, right? We look at this massive engulfing pattern, this massive almost engulfing pattern, right? If we do end up breaking this low through here, yeah, this is that 20,000. That's that 20,000 level. If we break that low on the 20,000, we're probably going to be spending a lot of time on the downside of the Nasdaq. That's the Nasdaq. That's not the S&P. All right. Let's go look at the Dow Jones here for a minute, okay? The Dow Jones, exact same thing for the Dow Jones. Oh my goodness, the sky's falling. Oh my God. No, settle down, bumblebees, right? Settle down, right? And the whole thing is what? There's the low, there's the low, and there's the low. So what does that mean? That means as long as the market stays above this low here, we're still in an upward movement, okay? We're still in an upward movement, right? So is it a false breakout on the Nasdaq, which gives us a warning sign? Or is this just a simple pullback before we get a mock charge? Right now, Dow, even the Nasdaq, S&P are doing what? Very strong high lows to the market. So we're getting a really strong movement to the upside. Let's go look at the actual Russell here. Russell, same thing, right? Like, I know the Russell's had a big sell-off. King Russell, baby! King Russell! Maybe not any longer, right? But looking at King Russell, what do we see here with King Russell? Right? I'm just looking at these markets here. What do we see? Right? Say it with me. There's the low, there's the low, there's the low, there's the low, right? So we would really need to see King Russell to really break down through here hard to say King Russell's no longer King Russell. Now, I am surprised to see King Russell that it got to the previous highs, as you can see up here, and paused right there. Normally what you get at least a bit of a slingshot move to the upside before that. So what's probably happening right now on King Russell, baby, is it looks like it's trying to come down and close this gap here, especially on the IWM. And then we're probably going to continue this upward movement from all the way through to there. So that's what I'm seeing right now, guys, across the actual stock market itself. Let's go look at gold and silver, right? So again, guys, let's bring it back here, right? Let's bring it back, all right? Bring it back. Techniques to understanding these markets, not emotions and thoughts and hopes and fears and doubts and worries. All that stuff. Woo. Throw it out the window. Trend analysis. Cool. Let's go. All right. So, because remember, traders, remember, the number one thing these markets do, the market will create emotions for you, right? That's what the market does. And that's where, guys, if you are trading the shorter time frame charts, such as the 2-minute chart, the 5-minute chart, the 15-minute chart, that alone is so much more harder to trade that way than trading, say, the daily charts. Only because there is so much fluctuations and so much movement that it creates so much movement. Just creates so much there, right? I used to trade a lot that way, right? Trade the shorter time frame charts. Now, what I look for is I look for good opportunities to get in on the daily charts. Spend maybe half an hour, maybe an hour a day looking at the charts, reading the charts, looking for opportunities, and then holding it for a week, sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes up to a month or more, right? So if I look at what the actual silver's doing right now, silver is in a complete false breakout. Complete and utter false breakout. And now, guess what? Trend analysis, right? This is a low. This is now broke a lower low. What does that mean? That silver is not in an upward trend anymore, right? This here with silver, right, is now longer low, higher low, and then now we have this lower low through here, right? So right now, silver's not an upward trend anymore. We're back in this level through here. If we go to the weekly charts, again, it's just looking really weak. The weekly charts are still very strong on the upside. So we would really need to see if silver does hold here, right? If silver does for some reason hold here and we start to get back above, say, 33, that would probably push us back into the bull market. But right now, guys, nothing going on there. And boy, oh boy, was I right about gold or what, guys? Right? Look at this big move off to the downside, right? You guys know that for about a month there, right? For about a whole month, through all this leg through the upside, I was calling for a really big drop in gold. I didn't expect it to be this big and this hard and fast, but guess what? It definitely came, and people who didn't listen to my warnings are now are sucking. Which, by the way, guys, again, I'm gonna go back to the whole thing. If you're trading the market based off what you think, right? Oh, this guy said this on YouTube. Let's go place a trade. No, your recipe for disaster, right? Because the only way for you to, and I really want to bring this here, right, when it comes to even like the gold price, right? The only way for you to become really, really good at your trading journey is what? Is to have a trading system, and then for you to become good at that trading system, right? There's a trading system, but then you got to get good at identifying that, and then you might take some trades that are losing trades. Oh, rule number 3 didn't quite get met. That's the reason why I was in. Okay, cool. Learn, right? So by looking at the actual gold market, guess what? The trend is O.V.E.R, right? Look at this here. Every single time. Low and higher lows and higher lows and higher. Now look what happens. Bam. So if we do get a rally through here, the rally to create a head and shoulder, and down we go when it comes to the gold market. So as you can see, guys, each individual market is based on its own merits in the market itself. And so therefore, silver is silver, gold is gold, and so on and so forth. Right, guys? So anyway, I'm having a lot of fun here right now, guys. Right now especially, you guys are going to get chewed up if you're not having some sort of foundational approach to your trading right now. I'm telling you right now, right? If you're looking for that get rich quick scheme or that little quick tip, right? Bye bye, right? If you're not willing to put in the actual foundational work of knowing, at least trying to get a good understanding of what a good high quality setup looks like, what do they even look like on the charts, and then try to look for that pattern. Bye bye. What I mean by bye bye is that you probably won't be around much longer. Actually, I guarantee you, you traders that are watching my videos right now, I guarantee you, 12 months from now, if I am still doing YouTube at that time, guess what? You won't be around. Oh, that market was rigged, right? These scammers and blah, 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 blah. No. The stock market is the best personal development course on the planet. Best personal development course on the planet. And the reason why most of you guys who watch this video right now can't do well out of trading, because you don't take personal responsibility for your personal decisions. Because if you did, and if you actually want to become good at this thing called trading, You model successful traders. What do successful traders have in common? They have their plan that they follow when they go to the markets. They're not going to go to a YouTube video. This guy said the sky's falling, so let's go short the markets. And the very next day, it goes up and you're like, this guy's a scam. Anyway, let's actually now go through to, because I'm telling you right now, guys, there's so much volatility right now in the markets. And the reason why I'm doing all this video for you, because I'm trying to get you ready that in the mix of just remove all this emotion and become so focused on what the market's doing and knowing what a good quality setup looks like, because your fears and your doubts and your emotions are going to blind you from amazing opportunities that are just around the corner, right? And there's so many amazing setups that are coming that I do. You know, one of those markets for me is actually Meta, right? Here we go, Meta, right? Meta is definitely one that I'm watching for right now. That could be, right? That could be getting ready for a potential up leg soon, right? Potential up leg soon, right? So Meta is one for. Anyway, just get the help you need, guys, right? Just get the help you need. You must follow some sort of a plan if you want to become really, really good, right? So let's go look at Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin. So remember, the market goes through different phases, right? We go through what? We go through an energy using phase. When the market's using energy, the market's going, in this case with Bitcoin, right? The market's going up. Market's going up, right? The market is using energy right now, right? And then what happens? Then we run out of energy. Now we go to building energy phase, and then we end up getting a pullback, right? And you see, this is what building up, and then building energy, and then using energy, and then building energy, and then using energy, right? So the thing I do say about this whole good old Bitcoin right now is, let's go look at the hourly charts here. Let's see what's going on with the hourly charts. Yeah, man, that looks so good, doesn't it? I like to use my 24, guys. 24. The 24 moving average on the hourly charts, even on the daily charts, with a proper pattern setup, right? With the pattern. The 24 is not the secret sauce. Really, it's really the pattern that I look for is the secret sauce. Is amazing, right? And then also the weekly charts here. So if I bring up, I want to bring up two moving averages. I want to bring up the 24. Look at this here, right? Kaboom, kaboom. I love it when that happens, right? Meaning, look at this here. Came right down. Look at this here. Came down, found support, and then bam, broke up. And look what happened through there. Golly. I love it. I love it. I love it. Ah, so good. So good. Yeah. And the reason I'm saying so good, guys, because this pattern here is just so powerful when you see it, and it's just it's amazing. Really, 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 really powerful. This whole thing, this whole setup here, guys, that or a variation of this, what's happening here, has been happening a lot in all markets. It's been like many setups in the last couple of months as well too, even on the stock market. So that's why I'm saying, oh, it's so powerful, it's so amazing, right? And again, it's just because of the pattern. But looking at this level through here, let me just go to this level all through here, and then bam, way we go through, eh? Oh, look at that. Look at that, eh? Look at that all the way up. Anyway, so we have made a move to the upside. What I like to use for the energy using phase, guys, is I like to use the 9 moving average. So whenever we're in that moving phase, up or down, I like to use the 9 moving average to tell me when it's likely to be coming to an end. And if I go back to some of the last energy using phases through here, right? So let me just take you off the screen, right? You can see here, and I'll remove the volume because I don't need the volume here. But whenever I'm looking at this level through here, right, it just gives me a bit of a guidance, right? It just gives me a bit of guidance right there, possibly ending there, up, ending there as well too. You know, up. Whenever we stay above the 9, there's a good high probability we're likely to continue up from there. So we're staying up. We're starting to slow down a little bit. We did get a very big strong upward leg. Man, look at that! Isn't that just beautiful? Isn't that just beautiful? Oh my goodness, that is just That is just one kind of a sexy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that is just so beautiful, isn't it? It is so powerful. Oh my goodness, blast off. It's like a blast off top setup. Anyway, so we right now we're getting a nice breakout. We did get a big movement to the upside. I would expect maybe potential sort of slowing down here, maybe a sideways movement. But as you can see, we did get this sideways movement, a little pullback here, a little breakout, and then away we went here on the good old Bitcoin chart. And then look at that there, just beautiful, BEA, beautiful, and then a breakout. We are slowing down a little bit here. If we go to, let's go down to our 4-hour chart. Yeah, so we could, if we do go for another move to the upside, it's probably going to be a false move, right? So if we do get something like this going on with Bitcoin, then it's probably likely to be a false move before we get something like that going on in the markets.